Hi, my name is Sandra Quinn Bailey, and I'm the owner and founder of Women Financial Power. We focus on retirement income planning and insurance solutions. Today, we are going to talk about final expense life insurance. So, thank you so much for your interest in final expense. So, let's get started. There's only two types of life insurance. The first one is temporary insurance. Everybody knows that as term insurance. Term insurance lasts for a specific period of time, which means it will expire one day. Then we have permanent insurance. Permanent insurance currently lasts until age 121. It used to last until age 100, but people are living longer, so it lasts until age 121 now. So with permanent insurance, we have whole life insurance and we have universal life insurance. There's different types of whole life and there's different types of universal life. Universal has guaranteed universal, index universal, what people call IUL, there's variable universal, there's variable whole life. But today we're going to focus on whole life insurance that's used for final expense because we want insurance, whole life insurance that's going to last to age 121. So whole life is the type of plan that the insurance company use for final expense coverages. Okay? So the power of preparation. You want to help loved ones focus on family and not finances. And that's what you can do with final expense insurance. Okay? Okay, final expense insurance is fast, easy protection, and sometimes you can get it now. And that's what's so cool about it. So there's no exams. That means there's no physicals, no paramedics that you'll have to take. There's no lab work, so you don't have to do blood or urine. And some of these plans are possibly same day approvals, which means if you're on the phone or virtual meeting with us and we get all the information, you could be approved the same day, which is very awesome. Now, unlike an inheritance, final expenses are something none of us want to leave behind for a loved one. The goal is to share a gift or legacy rather than cost and expenses. And I don't know where it came from, but now there are so many people looking at GoFundMe accounts, and I don't know when that started, but we don't want to be that type of person. So understanding how life insurance can help with final expenses is a good place to start. Many Americans believe Social Security would pay for their final expenses. However, the government only pays a lump sum of $255 for those who qualify. And this footnote was from 2023, but I looked this up for 2025 this year, and the lump sum is still $255 that the government will pay for final expense. Still $255. So what's more, the Veterans Administration final expense benefit for non-service related death, if you qualify, is only $796 for a plot plus $300 burial allowance if not hospitalized by the VA at the time of death, or a $796 burial allowance if hospitalized by the VA at time of death. So as you can see, there's not a lot that you could get from Social Security or the VA. Okay. So securing tomorrow for your loved ones. While no one knows when we or loved one will pass on, we can take steps now to help ensure that funeral costs and other final expenses will be covered when the time comes and help ensure a legacy of peace and calm. We want people to be at peace and calm because they're already grieving a loved one, right? So even if you think your age or health might make it difficult to qualify for traditionally medically underwritten life insurance protection, our carriers may be able to provide you with fast, easy, predictable, and customizable coverage. These solutions were designed to help give you and your family protection now that would be there to ease the burden when your loved ones need it most. Now let's look at final expenses. They can be costly. So final expense costs, you got funeral cost estimates. This is a medium, so this is right in the middle. You could have some plans that are lower, some that are higher. So look at professional services, embalming, visitations. That's about $7,800. A metal casket is about $2,500. You could get a wood casket. Burial vault, $1,500. Cemetery costs, you got a cemetery plot, could range from $400 to $10,000. Monument, opening and closing of the grave, it's going to vary by the cemetery that you choose to be buried at. Graveside service fees. So the range of estimated funeral expenses is $13,000 to $37,000. And so, like I said, this is medium. Now, other possible final expenses may include immediate household expenses, car loans, and loss of income. So final expenses as immediate household. So you think about a car loan, and you may say, well, I'm passed away. I don't need to pay that car loan. But if you have a loved one that is needing that car and has an outstanding loan, and you pass away and nobody pay it, then we know what's going to happen. That car is going to get repoed. So then your loved one will be out of a car. So you may not want that to happen. So death benefits on final expense, you can get a benefit as low as $1,000 up to $50,000. Yes, you can. Now, some of the commercials I've seen that they would even do a $500 death benefit. The lowest death benefit that I personally have done is $2,000. And the person was happy to get $2,000 because it would pay for the cremation. And they could take that $2,000, pay it off in 10 years. And at the end of the 10 years, they'd have the $2,000 paid off. And they were happy that they could get a cremation. So we don't know what anybody's expenses look like, but we're just saying that you can get a death benefit as low as $1,000 up to $50,000, just based on you. Now, average plans that I've seen range from $10,000 to $25,000. Those are the average amounts that we see on a daily basis. Now, this is a tool that can assist you in estimating your basic life insurance needs, okay? And you're going to work with us, financial professional, to help you determine what coverages you may need. So, recommended amount of coverage when you go through this or talk to your funeral home person. What's the recommended coverage amount that you want for yourself, or if you're married, how much does your spouse have? Because if you are married, you do want to have insurance on both of you. Existing life insurance, how much do you currently have? And then amount of additional life insurance that you need now that we can help you with. Now it says, do you have any dependents, children, or grandchildren who should be covered? Now, you may look at this and say they can get their own insurance, but in reality, who are you responsible for? If someone in your family were to pass away today, would they come to you and ask you to help bury them? Or would you be the responsible party that would have to bury your loved ones? So think about coverage for you, your spouse, and any dependents or anybody that you're responsible for. And you may want to list them there, and we could get quotes for them as well. Okay, now let's talk about the 3 types of final expense death benefits. Death benefits. So the first death benefit is the least expensive. It's a level death benefit, which means it pays out immediately. If you purchase the final expense policy today and 2 weeks later you pass away and you had a $10,000 policy, the insurance company is going to pay that $10,000 policy to your family. Okay, it's life insurance. You probably only paid a month or 2 month premium, but you got a level death benefit, and that's immediate coverage, and they will pay for that. So level immediate is the least expensive, and that's where we really strive to get everybody covered. However, some of you may have health conditions, and that's called graded or modified. So graded or modified pays a lower death benefit in the early years, all right? Then it increases to the full amount later. So some of these graded or modified plans I've seen may have plans that will pay the full amount in 3 years or 4 years. So if you have any of those, you want to check it and make sure how long it takes to pay that full death benefit out. So what I've seen on graded or modified is you may have a policy, but if the Lord calls you home too soon and you pass away, let's say the first year may only pay 30% of the death benefit. Okay, then the second year may pay up to 50% of the death benefit. Then the third year may pay 70% of the death benefit. Then the fourth year, you may get the whole death benefit. Now that's just an example how a graded or modified plan works. Then finally, you have guaranteed issue. So guaranteed issue, there are no health questions that will be asked to you at all, but it is the most expensive. Okay, so what will happen if you pass away within the first 2 years of having a guaranteed issue policy? Then the insurance company will return all your premiums to your beneficiary plus an interest rate. And most of the times what I've seen with the plans that we offer on a guaranteed issue basis, they will give you the premium back plus 10% interest. And so that's a pretty good deal. You know, you're not going to get 10% if you save the money in the bank, but if you put it in the life insurance plan and you pass away prior to 2 years, the plans we have, it's 2 years for guaranteed issue. So if you pass away 2 years and 1 day after you get that policy, you're going to get the whole death benefit. But if you pass away within less than 2 years, you get the premium back plus a death benefit. So hopefully that is clear. If you have any other questions, you can give us a call. Okay, now that we've gone through the different types of insurance, in order to receive a quote from us, these are the things that we would need from you. We would need your name, your gender, the state that you're in. We operate in many states, so we need the state that you're in. We need your birth date. Sometimes people say, what's your age? You don't want to give us your age. We need your birth date. Say you are 65, but your birthday is next month, and you tell us you're 65, and then we start writing your policy and your application, and your birthday is next month. The company is going to say you're already 66. So we want your birth date. We want your height and weight. This is what the things the company is asking us. What's your height and weight? Don't think that you could be overweight or you're too skinny or whatever, but we have companies that will write people. Some of the companies we have, they don't even take height and weight into consideration, but some of the companies do. So whatever your height and weight is, you just let us know, and then we'll know when we get to the software what company to put you in. Whether you use tobacco use. Now everybody knows if you don't use tobacco, you're going to get a better rate. If you use tobacco use within the last 12 months, your rate is going to be higher. So then we say health conditions. You may say, Sandra, you just said that we don't have to do a lab or anything. No, you don't. But we ask you this. It's going to be on the application. What's your health conditions? And when you give us the health conditions, it will let us know if we can get you a level plan, a graded plan, or a guaranteed issue. So that's how we determine if you can qualify for that. Then you put the medications in. Some of the companies will say, if a person takes this medicine, we won't write them as level. They'll have to be guaranteed issue. Or when you give us this medicine, this company say, okay, that's fine. We can write them on a level basis. Okay, so we need this information to determine what company will write you. And so our goal is to get you the best company, and the way to get you the best company is to ask these questions. Now, if you come to us and you don't want to give us any of these health questions, then you'll be what? You'll be guaranteed issue, and that's going to be what? The most expensive of the plans. Now, I like this. Our software, you can say how much coverage you want. You can say, hey, I want $10,000 or $15,000 worth of coverage. Or you can say, I have a budget. My budget is $100 a month. I can't pay more than $100 a month. So you can give us the amount of coverage or the amount of premium that you can afford, and we can put it in the software and we can work backwards for you to determine how much coverage you can get for that premium. Now, your payment method, everybody we put in, we're going to say it's going to be an automatic bank draft. We're not going to even ask you payment method. We're going to say automatic bank draft. However, we have had clients say, can I pay you on my Social Security payment date? So we do have some companies that will draft your account on the date that you get your Social Security check. So you have to tell us if you want it drafted on that date. But I will tell you, it may limit the number of carriers that you can use, because everybody don't do Social Security draft, but we do have some companies that do. Okay, now that you've got that great quote from us and you say, hey, I want to go ahead and complete the application because I'm a responsible person, I need more coverage or I need some coverage. And so we're like, okay, let's go ahead and get started. We'll pull up the electronic application. COVID has allowed us to do electronic apps, which is so awesome. So we'll need a copy of your driver's license or some form of identification that you may have. And that is because of the Terrorism Act that they're requiring we get a copy of that. All right. And if you're, in another city, you can just text a copy to us. That would be fine. We'll need your Social Security number. If you don't have a Social Security number, if you have a green card or whatever, we would need that. What people forget to bring to the meeting a lot is your beneficiary. Now, that is so important. Who are you going to appoint to be your beneficiary to take care of your file expenses? So when you get your beneficiary, you want to get their date of birth as well. I have maybe Social Security number because some companies require it, but the majority of the companies do not require a Social Security number. So if you don't have it, that's no big deal. You would have to answer some yes or no health questions, maybe some medications some of the apps may ask, and that will all depend on which plan you got. If you got the level, the graded, or the guaranteed issue plan. So you have to answer these questions on the application. Now, you have to answer these questions correctly, because what the companies will do, since they're not asking you for paramed or blood or urine, you will sign a HIPAA form on this application. And what the company would do, once you sign this HIPAA form on the application, they will run your MIB, your Medical Information Bureau report. And they'll check it based on the answers on the application, and then they'll go ahead and approve you immediately. So that's why we have to know all that, so we can know what company you'll go with, the level, graded, or guaranteed issue. And then when you sign the application, they'll just go ahead and approve you. All right. And then we have to know your payment information. So your payment information, like I said earlier, you'll have monthly payments. You can do annual payments. We have some plans that will allow you to pay it off in 10 years. We also will need your banking information so they can draft, the insurance company can draft your account. They'll need your account number and your routing number. So you'll have to bring that account number and routing number. Then once we do that, the application is completed electronically. At the end of that application, about 90% of the time, it'll say you're approved. And once you're approved, you've got coverage and you can sleep well at night. Okay? And we thank you very much for that. And I'm on the diversity team for lifehappens.org. Lifehappens.org is a nonprofit organization, and you could go to their website and get unbiased information about a lot of types of insurance and life insurance. I thought this post that they did hit home. It said, remember, you can't get life insurance once you need it. And that is just so true. It's like I've had somebody actually call me when their loved ones was in the hospital and they were about to pass away, and they called and said, hey, I need some life insurance on my loved one. But we all know anybody can get life insurance, but if somebody's in the hospital, they're going to probably end up with a guaranteed issue plan. And a guaranteed issue plan is what? They have to wait 2 years for the coverage to pay 100% of the death benefit. So you can't get life insurance once you need it. So you want to be responsible and just go ahead and get it, while you can. And so finally, I just want you to know that Women Financial Power, we can help you with retirement income planning, which could be 401ks, 403bs. We can do IULs, Index Universal Life Plans, Roth IRAs. We can help you with rollovers. So if you have old 401k plans at an old job, we can help you roll those over. If you are retiring and you're ready to keep your money safe without having any more losses, or if you want a personal pension that will last a lifetime, we can help you turn that 401k into your own personal pension where you will never run out of income. Insurance planning, we offer life, health, Medicare, which is health as well for 65 and over. Long-term care, we also offer disability insurance that I left off, and legacy and estate planning. We have a financial advisor on staff that can offer investment planning as well. So you can follow Women Financial Power on Instagram. You can go to our website, womenfinancialpower.com. There's a lot of educational information there, and you can also schedule an appointment there. So thank you so much for your interest in Women Financial Power, and we look forward to seeing you.